Okay. Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. We're open for public comments on any subject not on the agenda. Any input? Hearing none, we'll move on. Review the minutes, and then we'll have a financial report. Those minutes would be our December 17th.
I don't see anything amiss. I say we approve the minutes.
Was that a motion?
It is.
Are you the second, Virgil?
Yes.
All right. No corrections or additions, so we're, any discussion on that? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Financial.
Okay, if I'll direct your attention to your committed funds sheet, which is a separate sheet today. I checked with Michelle about the Parks and Recreation Master Plan grant for $31,500. That has been moved from your account to Parks and Recreation because there are some claims that are starting to come in from that, newspaper advertisement and such. So they needed to transfer that. So that has been paid out, and it will not appear on your next committed funds sheet. In your First Premier Bank as of yesterday, you had $3,164,715.56. In your county account, you had $417,827 and $827.48. So $417,000. That's after the $31,500 came out.
Okay.
And then I have one claim when you're ready, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions on that? Stock market's taken pretty good care of us on that, so our investments. And we're still sitting on in excess of 400,000, so we're in good shape. Any comments? How about claims?
I have one claim for me for $66.68 for printer ink, and for the record, they're starting to charge me shipping now, $9, which is a fourth of my. So I decided I was just going to do a couple. That's why it's a little more than it usually is. So I didn't get dinged for the shipping, and if that continues to happen, I will just drive in there and when I'm in there and get it because I'm going to picture it. So anyway, that's why it's a little more.
The shipping is cheaper than the drive.
Well, it's free after you order so much. So that's why I went ahead and ordered an extra one. But geez.
Approval of claims?
Make a motion to approve claims.
And if
Second also?
please sign that too. So.
Right.
Somewhere down the bottom.
Wow, sorry.
It's okay, Kimmy.
You get to buy lunch this way. Last one here.
Yeah, that's
All right,
it.
I'm ready, let's do this.
Mr. Chairman, did Virgil second that?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, same
Or
sign.
claims.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
That from me to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Rod Rod Rodeo and Fair Association grant. You're on.
Thank you, Chairman McCullough, Vice Chair Kondalek, and other distinguished members of the board. Thank you for your time and allowing us to be here today. We had our board meeting last night, and we were discussing how we were going to handle this, because I know we have to be quick since Steve is headed to Idaho Falls today. And I said I'm happy to help present whatever other folks, and one of our members said, well, Denise, you're kind of scary, so I think we better have some other folks come with you. So this is my backup, I guess. I don't know.
You're so scary.
You're pretty intimidating, obviously, yeah.
Sorry. And I'll allow them to introduce themselves if they so choose to come. I'll just mention them in case they don't come forward. President is Vince Thompson, and two other directors, Shane Romo and Austin Rath. And I'm sure most of you are probably familiar with them. So, and I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
I'm Jesse Swenson.
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
the new commissioner.
ah, gotcha. Yes, that's right. Name with the face now. Okay, thank you, thank you. And of course, we know Abra. And she's been a lifesaver and a very huge help. You're very fortunate to have her, and I know you know that. So just to, hopefully get through this quickly, I'm really not sure if you have questions. I'm happy to kind of give a really brief, quick overview, or if you'd rather just spend the time asking questions, that's fine
Why
too.
don't you walk us through it?
Okay. All right. Well, it's maybe easier if you go to this section. It's the table. And it's within the document, probably kind of towards the middle. It might be a little bit easier to go that way. And so basically, we pulled a lot of things together that have needed to be done for quite some time. Are you not finding it,
No.
Doug?
Yeah.
Here, go.
I'll wait for you.
Have it right there on the ears and I'll switch you.
All right.
right.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's all the help I can get.
I got it.
And you have a colored copy. Yeah, so as you know, the Rodeo Club's well over 60 years old. We are a group of volunteer, hardworking folks that are very committed to the rodeo and agriculture and anything of the West. It's very important to us. We take great pride in the rodeo and the fairgrounds, just as our entire community does. We're very proud of that facility, and we know that you guys are too. The Rodeo Club is very frugal with their funds. Pretty much everything goes back into making improvements at that fairgrounds. We do not own the property. The county does, but we do own some of the structures. For example, the big grandstands, the handicap grandstands, the other ones to the north, the outdoor arena, a few of the buildings and whatnot. And so we have a long-term lease with the county, and the most updated version of that lease is in the packet that you have as well. So anyway, because there are some things that need to be taken care of, we are coming to the trust board for assistance. One of those main ticket items, well, I'll just start from the top. The handicap grandstands that was built by members of the Rodeo Club, donors have helped, add to it, but the ramp itself is in dire need of repair. And so Austin Rath, who is here today, who owns Rocking AR Construction, he's licensed and insured. He has agreed to donate his time to repair that ramp, but we need the materials for that. We're also going to donate our time to do some continued improvements with the landscaping. And we would like to do something far better for the seating of that handicap grandstand. Right now we use plastic lawn chairs, and it's really not conducive for older folks and handicapped folks to sit there on these plastic lawn chairs, and so we would like to get something more of a permanent grade. Go ahead, Steve.
The 3,500 basically is just for materials then?
Yes. Yep. And then you'll see over to the right of that one that basically we're matching with labor.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for asking that. I'll kind of mention that as I go. The landscaping and painting, we're going to take care of all of that ourselves at around $2,500. That's our match. The seating, we also, we'd like to do an upgrade to that. We didn't really ask for assistance financially on that. We do the Lane Gravely Memorial Fund. We're going to use that as a start point to buy a couple benches and chairs. And we would probably seek community support in helping us to buy more benches and chairs as we can. So we did not request any money from the trust board for that either. We're anticipating about $4,500. there's also a little push mower that we need to use in that location because you can't get a big mower in there, and we are going to purchase that ourselves, the rodeo club estimating around $500. So that kind of takes care of the whole handicap memorial park area. The main ticket item that we really desperately need is a new commercial grade lawnmower, and that's the next item on there. And we're anticipating around $15,000. Now, I will say that a number of years ago, the Fair Board bought a lawnmower, Dixon lawnmower, and that's what our maintenance crew, Chuck and Lisa Larson, have used. And the rodeo club covers all the basic maintenance and whatnot, but it is on its last leg. It is not doing well, and so this year, before the fair and rodeo, we had to pay a company to come mow for us, and it was very expensive because the mower has way too many hours on it. So it doesn't make sense to keep pouring more money into that mower. And it really wasn't big enough to handle mowing the entire fairgrounds. So the item that we have is a Cheetah Skag 72-inch gas mower, and so the information is there for you to see. We did get a discount from the company if we so desire to purchase that, hopefully with the trust board's assistance. So yes, we are. If you look at your green column, I guess it's, if you don't have the colors, it's the first gray column is the column where we're asking the trust board on this item a little over $10,000. The rodeo club would cover around $4,300. So if you go to the next page, because of the expansion of the 4-H and fair and the rodeo club, we desperately need a storage facility. If you've been to the rodeo and fair, you see big, huge signs around the outdoor arena. Those are sponsor signs, and we need a better setup to store them when they're not put up at the arena. It's a very tedious task to get all of those put up and taken down every year, but it's a very important task. So we are proposing purchasing a brand new shipping container out of Helena to store our signs and hopefully the new mowers and other maintenance items that the rodeo club uses to maintain the entire fairgrounds. And so we were proposing the shipping container costs $7,200. We're requesting around $5,000 from the trust board, and the rodeo club would kick in $2,100. The site prep, the rodeo club would do all of that work, estimating around $400 to $500, and we would do an agreed upon location based on what the county and fair and rodeo club feel is the best location, and we have a good idea of where we could put that. Because our match up until this point was actually 96%, the rodeo club's match on these items that I've just reviewed. So I kind of put a subtotal for you where you see that we are humbly requesting a little over $18,000 from the trust board without the sound system, and the rodeo club would be putting in $17,000 towards those first few items, and we're around 96%. But the last item, which is the most expensive, is the outdoor arena sound system, and it's estimated around $30,000. Because the rodeo club is already at around $18,000 to $20,000 contribution, we just don't feel like we could contribute towards the sound system in and of itself. And so, we're requesting, let's see. Actually, no, we do have some in here, because we are requesting the full $29,000 from you with $1,000 in labor. I apologize. That we would be contributing, helping the qualified folks that would be, the professionals that would be installing it. We would help with our tractor, labor, whatnot, putting up the speakers, all those sorts of things. So if you get down to the grand total, on behalf of the rodeo club, we are requesting assistance from the trust board of a little over $47,000. The rodeo club would be contributing almost $19,000 for a nearly 40% match, with a total project cost of little over $66,000. So I hope that makes sense. It was easier for me to put it in a table for you, a financial table. The verbiage is in the contract. We answered all the questions. I believe everything that you need is in your packet, but if you have questions or perhaps if I've forgotten something, if either one of you folks,
One you're not using.
okay, depends on what they
Oh,
have.
yes. Yeah, there you go.
No, you have one that
Oh, yeah, I do, yeah. Yeah, I've got,
we can
the
share.
one I printed off didn't have lines on it, so I was struggling with it, but.
Sorry.
I printed out, I just don't have this part.
Oh,
That's-
very good.
Is this just all the other?
That's just the supporting documentation.
That was all that I printed off. there.
Letters.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I got it all done. Okay.
How much is the tractor in that final portion?
The tractor or the mower?
The tractor that you're using as credit?
Oh, the tractor that we already bought last year, yeah, we're not using that as credit
Oh,
on this.
that's not part of your
Oh, no.
donation? Okay. I've got a
That's
letter.
not our match.
Okay.
No. The tractor was something that the rodeo club ended up purchasing ourselves last year because we had to have a tractor. It was probably around $40,000, $35,000.
We just went ahead and.
We just went and bought it.
It just fits you at the right time when it was a deal. And
It was a very good deal. Yeah, and we were too late to get to you guys anyway.
Had come in at one time.
Yep. So we just,
Yeah.
we didn't even, there's no grant request for the tractor. There's no information on here
Okay.
regarding the tractor. I apologize if that was confusing.
That was one of the queries that had come in was, is the tractor, how much is the tractor on these offsetting funds? Because that's money past spent, and they were concerned about past credit, but that's not a factor. So
No,
that
not at
answers
all.
that. So,
Good, because that wouldn't
Yeah.
have, we would have had to have you redo a little figure.
Oh, no.
with that, but
Yep.
that's great, that's
Yep.
perfect.
Yeah. It's perfect, but it did kind of go into our coffers.
Right, yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
Questions?
No, I like the match. I like how that all worked out, because I didn't understand that at first, too. I was thinking the tractor was part of that. So it's not, and that's even better.
I'm gonna, Al had sent in some stuff, gosh, no problem with the mower. We had questions on the handicap, but it's basically when and where and things of that nature, so just structural stuff, not,
We hope to have all of this completed by the
Oh,
rodeo.
good.
So Austin would probably start on, the handicap facility is already there. It's been there for many years. It's at the southwest corner of the outdoor arena. There's a grass area, a covered little grandstand, and older folks or other handicapped folks use it for any events that are at the outdoor arena. It's been very well used and very well received. It's very comfortable in there. If it's really hot out, it's much cooler. If the wind's really blowing, they're protected. But the ramp, it's getting beat up by the weather and the sprinklers and all of that. And so that's why we need to replace the ramp. We want to do it with a lot more metal incorporated so it'll hold up better. And like I said, get much better benches and stairs. Go ahead.
Yeah,
More of a long-term fix. We're
Yeah.
planning
Yeah.
on steel structure with a Trex decking to.
oh, perfect.
oh, excellent.
Yeah,
last
that's
20,
great.
30 years.
And it'll be a lot safer,
Yeah,
So-
well, plastic chairs, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
On the canister or container, maybe a mural painted on the side?
Sure. Yeah. What do you want the mural to say?
Broadwater County Trust.
We would definitely be interested in discussing that with all of you.
The sound system, is there, the sound system that we purchased for the 4-H building a number of years ago is deplorable and needs replaced. Is the one you're purchasing, is it portable at all that we could potentially use it in both?
Probably not, because it's connected to a lot of speakers that they would also, that's part of it, the speaker system that would be around the outdoor arena. But maybe the sound system that's there that doesn't work the best for outdoors might work well for the 4-H building.
Oh, that would be
I don't know.
nice. Yeah.
And we could talk to the company. We went through 2 different companies that were highly recommended. We worked with the announcer who, what's his name, Ryan Davis? Ryan Davis out of Bozeman for the very successful Valley View rodeos that are going on all summer long in Bozeman. And he's the announcer, and he's also part of the radio station, right?
Well, he works with the radio station.
Yeah. So we reached out to him. He recommended this fellow in South Dakota, which one of the quotes is in there from him. We had a bottom end quote of around 17,000 and a top end quote more like this 29 from both companies. The other company is Jericho out of Bozeman. He was going to be much more reasonable, obviously, on travel and that sort of thing, because he's a lot closer. But their bids were almost identical. So we feel very good that we are in the right framework. It's just a lot of money, to spend on a sound system, but we've struggled for a long time out there. Some of the speakers were purchased in the 70s, and they just aren't cutting it. Either people can't hear, or if you're standing at a certain location, you're blown out of the water and you can't hear anything else because of the speaker. So it's long overdue. But we would be happy to have this person or somebody that's far more knowledgeable about sound systems. Okay, could we move this into a building and would it work there? But I agree with you. The sound system inside is not,
Yeah.
it's a struggle.
Keep us in mind on that if
yeah.
it works that way.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
one of the things on the 2 bids, presuming that everything goes as planned, and let's say we go the full amount, well, we usually pay on the bill. So, the difference between the 2 bids, so we don't just give the full amount and then if you get it cheaper.
We understand that.
Yeah, so keep
Yep.
us in mind on that and work with Auburn. on
Yep,
that.
we understand that. And we also know that if for some reason it goes over the 29,000 that you have approved, that's up to the rodeo club. We understand that as well.
Absolutely, good point. I've got a lot of notes from people who have input, but it's, one of the things is, it's kind of like the golf course. They come in about every 4 or 5 years and need a substantial input. You guys have not been in, so it's not totally fair that way. But make sure you're charging enough to help with your own maintenance and things like that in the future. So, and I know you guys are fiscally quite responsible.
Well, we are, but I'm glad you mentioned that because we are revamping our rental agreement. We are probably the cheapest in the state on what we've been doing. We've made some adjustments in 2024 for that very reason.
Yep.
And we are continually, we've actually pulled in all the rodeo grounds committees from around our area, and we're doing a comparison, and we're actually raising a few of our rentals to accommodate the maintenance.
There you go.
But we don't want to become Helena and Bozeman, where they have pushed everybody away, which is why people are coming and using our facilities, which is good. We want them to come here, but yet we have to be able to take care of what we are providing them. And so, yes, it's been on our agenda almost every month talking about this very thing, trying to find that sweet spot where we're covering ourselves, but we're not pushing people away to not use our facilities.
So your Helena and Bozeman, are pricing themselves out of the game, huh?
Yes. It's not only a price issue, it's a very unwelcoming issue. And it's been very hard for, different committees, whether they're rodeo committees, team roping committees, it doesn't matter. Or just practicing, just being able to practice people. Plus, it's a very nice facility.
It is.
So,
It's very nice.
and our maintenance crew, Lisa and Chuck Larson, are very welcoming to folks, and they do a really good job at the scheduling end of things. But we also know that, we have to cover all bases, and so the directors are working on that.
Good. Sounds great.
Good question. Good point.
Questions?
No,
I don't think we've ever presented to you folks and requested money. We were going to for the tractor last year. We understand fiscal responsibility. The one thing we don't want to do is every couple years, hey, we need a brand new mower again and again and again. We don't want to do that. The tough thing with the mower is we're mowing everything, and the interesting thing with the rodeo club that a lot of people in our community do not know is the rodeo club pays for all the maintenance of the fairgrounds, even if it's not for the rodeo club. It used to be a shared responsibility. The county and the rodeo club shared for that maintenance, and it's not that way anymore. The rodeo club covers all of it. Outside of, we don't do stuff in the 4-H building, but all the irrigating and the mowing, the big stuff, we cover that cost. So we paid Chuck and Lisa Larson's bill for all the summer work. So, and we're
last November, December, we replaced 2 hydrants out there. I brought in my backhoe and donated time and all that. The club bought the hydrants.
good.
So we keep on maintaining everything.
Yeah.
Try not to have anything broke down.
You're talking frost-free water hydrants.
Yes, and they had been put in that late 70s or
Had
early
to.
70s.
That wasn't so long ago.
Well, hopefully these last half as long.
How old are you, Mike?
The indoor roping barn is not owned by the rodeo club, but we handled the majority of the cost of the brand new big door that goes up at the south end.
Does the county own that?
The county owns that. Yep.
Okay.
So, and we help with all the maintenance of that. And whenever the rodeo club is asked to do things to help with the fair, and to us it's a win-win combination, and we need to help one another and support one another, and that's very important. So,
We don't get a lot of requests from adult recreation, and that's why we support Rod and Gun Club and the golf course, and now an opportunity at the rodeo. So, we're heavy to the kids and outside recreation. We've helped the schools immensely over the years, but this is one of those I think that's really good for adult education, adult recreation.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I just love that fairgrounds getting more and more improvements, because I stated years ago when Jeff Stouffer was here, we have one of the best rodeo grounds in the state, if not,
you are exactly right.
It's right, so let's keep it that way.
Yeah,
And making it better all the time.
yeah,
I'm proud of our fairgrounds.
I am too. We
And
are.
we put, I think, nearly $400,000 in it last year with the new septic and the new toilets and stuff. So
And it
we're really
needed it.
pro that area now that
You
it's
are.
enhanced.
And I think you helped with a lot with the pavilion as well.
We did.
300,000, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, adults are going to benefit, but youth will benefit for this too.
Absolutely.
We have high school rodeos and team ropens with kids all summer long. So and high school rodeos, so it's youth will benefit, not to mention the fact that we have two days of our fair and rodeo include just local
Right.
contestants.
Yeah.
We estimated probably 7,500 people are part of those 4 days. And that, it's probably not as big as the Fall Fest anymore, because the Fall Fest is huge and very successful, but it's definitely right up there with Fall Fest, and it's definitely family reunion, class reunion time, and a great opportunity to continue to have a thriving community, which is at the top of our list. So,
Good.
thank you.
And then another thing with having a really nice facilities too is, like now we have the linemen's rodeo. I mean, if you got a really nice facility, people are gonna come and do stuff. You have your weddings and, if you got stuff looking nice out there, and we have a pavilion, opportunities with that. I don't know what they're all gonna do with that, but I mean, if you have a nice looking facility, people are gonna come, and do stuff there. Like the family reunions, the weddings and stuff like that. And there's, we have the poker runs and stuff like that. It's stuff like that. I mean, it gets used a lot, when you think about it. And a lot of that's, basically public, and a lot of the poker run stuff, you got people coming from all over, you know, and they're supporting the town, and, you know, they're seeing our facility, and the word gets passed out, you know, that, hey, these guys got a nice grounds, let's use it, you know, so that's been something I think that's helped us a lot. Make it look good, you know, it's like anything, if it looks good, people are gonna wanna use it.
And you can build it to look good, but keeping it looking good
Exactly.
is what you guys have done a wonderful job
Yeah.
doing.
And you know, and the fact that it is the staging area for major disasters too.
Right.
We all have seen the fire camps and whatnot, and we have to keep things operating well for things like that. Boy Scouts, whatever the reason is. So obviously, we're your work and contribution does not go unnoticed, and we appreciate that. And so we're thankful for the opportunity today, and hope that we can have a good working relationship with all of you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Comment? We did a master plan for the fairgrounds some time ago, and one of the issues in it was getting the entrance. You have two entrances there. There was a bad accident there last year, and I think the fair group in the county needs to go to the state and put a priority on turn lanes and this sort of thing through that particular section. As the volume of stuff increases, it's become a safety issue.
Very much. I agree. I was there right after that accident and watched the man pass away, and totally agree with you.
Thank you.
And along with what Virgil's saying there too, I noticed too, you know, like at the rodeo map, they are putting up signs now, they're getting people to slow down, which helps, but that turning lane would be, you know.
That would be
a
awesome.
really
Yeah,
good deal there.
I think everybody that uses them needs to put some pressure on the state and get it fixed.
Yeah.
I think that falls into the jurisdiction of the Commissioner Swenson over there, so, yep.
We'll
So,
definitely reach out,
sounds great.
do what we can.
Perfect.
Okay. Any more questions? Hearing none?
I would make a motion that we approve this grant for $47,689.30 to the rodeo board.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I will second that.
We have a second. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Great job putting this together.
Really, very good.
Good clarification. Thanks.
Right, careful.
Thank you.
Right on.
Okay, withdrawal of funds. We're loaded with cash locally, and we've just spent 50 grand, but that still leaves us 367, so we're in good shape. And I guesstimated at that, but that's
So right now, we have $449 in our account, and with that, we have-
we have 417,000. We paid Parks and Recreation for their study.
Oh, okay. Still, I think we're doing good.
Yep, so we're in excellent shape. But,
About withdrawn money or not, I don't think we have.
and it's earning while it's sitting there, so once it goes to the county, it doesn't earn any money.
I know.
I think that at the moment, to take any funds out, we have a pretty good size account. And I think this is a good time to let that stuff work for us.
Okay. I think we're in agreement. We'll just let it ride.
How long does it take to get the money from one account to the other?
Usually a couple of weeks. So, not much longer than that. We could probably expedite that if we needed to, but we try not to push it. Give them plenty of notice. Election of officers. What positions do we have open?
I think they're all always 1 year, aren't they? The chair and the co-chair are 1 year positions, so every year we have
Where's
to kind of-
Al? I wanted to nominate him for vice. Al, where's
He's
Al?
not here to turn it down.
That's
right.
right. He's not here to
Turn it
defend
down.
himself.
Does he have to accept the nomination?
I
You want to table it again? I don't know. You could table it again. I don't know.
You want to table till the next meeting?
Or
Or
Let's
just
just do it.
proceed?
let's just do.
Yeah, let's.
Let's just do it.
You're gonna. Okay.
Do we need to nominate? I nominate Steve for president.
Oh, yeah.
And then you for VC. How's that? VP.
Don't you want him?
I'd
No.
second that. Oh, I can't second
I
my
hate
own.
that. You guys are doing
It's
such a
fine.
good job.
Yeah.
President, co-chair, chair, yeah,
Vice chair.
vice chair, chairman of vice. Is that the two and that's it?
Not yet.
Al.
Any further nominations? Any further nominations? Hearing none, we'll proceed. Any discussion? Speech?
Speech?
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Motion, nay. Motion carried. How's that?
We'll go baptize both of you in the river, Missouri.
Yeah, there we go. With a jar of ice.
July. Okay, any new business? What have we got cooking for new business?
Mr. Chairman, I have one announcement.
Yes.
I sent you the information about the April 23rd training, Roberta County Board training from 5:30 to 8. We have it every year. I would just need a count, if you can mark that on your calendar and let me know, a couple weeks ahead of time so they can count for food.
Okay.
We get dinner.
Is
and
this the
training.
same?
That's the same
Same
we
one we
did
have
before
every
at the
year.
Methodist church there. wasn't
Yep, your deputy county attorney will be there, as well as Allison Costco, extension agent, letting us know our do's and don'ts. So April 23rd, 5:30 to 8. Thank you.
And that will be
Methodist Church,
Methodist Church again. Yep.
dinner provided.
Okay.
I'll have mine medium rare.
Cal, let her know.
Please don't overcook the lobster.
Sure.
And Abra is graciously will continue to remind us.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Poke, poke, poke.
Commissioner, do you have any questions? Any?
Oh, I don't think so. I was kind of brought up to speed a little bit, just what we could anyways, of what you do and how you do it. And so I don't think I do, unless there's something I need to know about. But I know some of the stuff we were, Abra emailed yesterday about voting, non-voting board members, but if we're going to wait on the bylaws till next time, we can
Yep.
talk about
Yep.
that then.
Little past history on that. We started out with 15 board members. And what we did is picked out almost everybody in the community. And, we had the rodeo, we had the parks, we had
Sure.
city, kind of blanketed everybody. We found first of all, the market dissolved, and so we sat without money for a couple of years. And nobody attended the meetings. So then we consolidated it to a 5 board member, and then as a caveat, we said, okay, we'll have non-voting members. So the other 10 people were non-voting members. Well, that's how the non-voting member thing started. It really wasn't anything. We had Mike Evans with the city as a non-voting member, so the city would have, but they found they didn't attend much either, and so. So it's been, George has been good help to us in a number of aspects.
good.
So the input is really good.
Yeah, sure.
The more meetings you attend, the more you'll
Yeah.
you'll go, oh, that's what you do. Oh, you do that too. Yeah, different things.
We're totally self-supporting. No tax dollars were ever involved in this.
Primarily donation based, is that correct?
No.
Or
It was all donation.
it was all
Oh,
donation?
from,
It's
how
cabin
did the
sales.
trust,
The
does he
cab-
understand how the trust started? From the cabin sales?
The cabin sales, 265
At the north
lots
end of the
on the
lake.
north.
Okay.
Don Schauber worked on that extensively. 265 lots on the north. All of that money, when it finally hit Washington DC, all of that money went to the Montana Wildlife Federation. It went to an organization, and we raised our hands, said, hey, most of the lake was Broadwater County, so we took the biggest hit. We would like a portion of those funds that are generated. And the other organization said, absolutely not. We'll kill the bill. And this is my interpretation of it. But Budowitz's letter also mentions that. But what we said is we want $3 million out of that. And federally, they said we could probably come up with that. They were not able to come up with that. But the caveat was no land will be transferred until Broadwater County receives that $3 million, the trust organization. And so the cabin owners ponied up $11,000 per lot and donated it to the trust to own their lots. We ran out of money, and State Bank of Townsend kicked in $10,000 to keep us afloat during that negotiations. But it's been all donated money, no tax dollars.
Very cool.
And then we have to keep a corpus of, what, 2,600,000 is our corpus?
Actually, we've raised it to 2,750,000.
Okay.
But it's 2,554,000. You know, it's an odd number, but we keep raising it to kind of keep up with inflation and to make the corpus a little more stable. But we've spent millions and enhancing our community, and I think it's working. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited.
Good.
I'm excited to be here.
Good.
Thank you.
We're excited for you
Yeah.
and to have you. Thank you.
Now, I hate to say it, they said you ended up with this one because it was one of the real easy ones.
They tried to be nice to me,
There you go.
which I appreciate.
That's the way it starts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, you know.
that honeymoon.
The honeymoon,
period.
yeah, the honeymoon will be over soon.
Next meeting is scheduled for March 11th, if that meets everyone's itinerary.
I won't be here.
Okay.
When you do a spring trip.
Yeah, we're leaving the next weekend on that, so I'll be here.
Looks good for me, so we'll plan on
Good
it.
for you.
I don't know. I think I might be packed to Columbia, then we gotta get our other one put together. We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
These retired people.
We don't have anything big and heavy. We do have, we'll go through some grant app stuff and,
Do we have more grants coming in?
no,
Oh,
the
oh, oh.
application we review
Oh,
and then
yeah,
the bylaws we review, but, yeah, nothing of any.
So you want the application review on the next meeting?
Why not?
I don't know that we have any questions on it. I think it's
Oh,
working
oh.
pretty well.
I
Do you
thought-
have?
No,
Is
I
it
thought I
working
got the
for
right
you?
one, and then
Yep.
Oh.
I the right bylaws too. Sent to you.
Yeah, I think bylaws will be enough to.
Yeah, there really wasn't a lot of questions on these either, were
Yeah,
there?
I think Al went through and made some suggestions.
Yeah, I went through that and I'm like, oh, not bad, not
I got rid
bad.
of the other ones because they were confusing me. I had too many copies of the wrong ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Al does a super job.
does.
He went over it and when it was really old and
Yeah.
did a really good job of bringing us up to date. So.
That's why I wanted Al to do my job. Well, I don't do nothing, but hey, make him feel more important.
You can't say eye candy anymore.
Yeah, right.
There's new rules and, yeah, so.
That's funny.
George,
I got it.
Can you come to the mic? Can you come to the mic, George? Sorry, I should have made those guys come too. Rules.
We, what Steve was talking about, Al and I attended the Montana Fish and Wildlife Conservation.
You actually went to it in person,
No, we
online?
did it online.
Okay.
But the reason we went was to see what they were up to in terms of projects and see if there might be opportunities for coordination in the future of maybe some combining some objectives of what Broadwater County wants and what this conservation.
And who was to meet that with? Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Not parks, conservation?
Yes, it's Montana Fish and Wildlife Conservation.
Conservation.
It's not, I gave Abra the wrong name for the,
Oh, okay, so we corrected that in the minutes. I think Al corrected that in the minutes, that's what, okay, the name, okay.
And, okay, so,
Montana
Oh, so
Fish
not
and
the-
Wildlife
it's
Conservation
not
Trust.
Fish and
Wildlife Conservation Trust.
That's what I think, that's what
Yes.
Al said, yeah.
they're not a government agency per se then? They're just a trust?
Yeah,
Okay, yes, I
Okay.
believe that's correct.
anyway, we just wanted to see what we could learn from their meetings, and they're struggling a lot in terms of getting people on the board, if you will, because it has to go to the Secretary of Interior to get approval for any of the members, and they've been trying to get approval for a couple of years now. And it doesn't look like it's going to be any easier in the future to do that. But anyway, there's, I think, some real good opportunities for us to coordinate with that organization. Their mission is a little different than our folks, or what ours is. And I think, like for this year, they got 20 million in their bank, so to speak, and they're allocated 2 million of it for projects. And the key thing under the legislation, I'm sure that Steve was working on, is half of those funds have to be in the Upper Missouri,
Oh,
which is basic. I'm not sure where the line is, but it's somewhere around Holter Lake to the headwaters.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're gonna be priorities, I think, in the future for that to be invested in the Upper Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they can up to 50% can be utilized, but they can't go over 50%.
so would that equal 1 million? If you're talking 2 million in recreation, so half of that would be $1 million?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it doesn't have to be project by project. It just has to be the program.
Okay.
George, is that funds that could be used on the Silos project?
Make sure you're talking to your mic so the public
Oh,
can
yeah,
hear.
your mic
first.
is, I should have.
There's a lot of attorneys trying to figure that out, Virgil,
Okay.
to be truthful with you. I think there's some opportunities in the future to make some investments. But one of the key things in the legislation is access. It's got to be providing access for the public.
In the past, my understanding is what they've done is strictly limit their contributions to access.
Yes.
No improvements to any extent, just access.
Yes,
So
and
with that limited scope, it really did not open up opportunity for participation from anyone on our side of the table. Has that changed at all?
no, I don't think it has. And that's why Al and I went to listen to their meeting, because they were actually, the attorneys were updating their conservation plan to see if there was more opportunities to provide different types of projects for access in the future.
I may be wrong, but I don't believe it was in the legislation that said access only. I think that was their modus operandi. That's what they intended to do with it, and have done that. I don't think that was written into the legislation.
Yeah, I think you're right, Steve. But I think there may still be opportunities
Yep.
in the future. Maybe we could have a project that would have some access portions, but would also have some development portions.
We have some ramps, on the Missouri, on our upper Missouri, we have some ramps that are just not terribly usable. That, and they've been tried to, they've maintained them, they've redone them, and it doesn't work with flow, with the river flow. It's just a disaster for boaters, so they use the riverbanks instead of the ramp. It's not bad for launching, but reloading is a little tough, and if we can get, if they would widen their scope just a little, we would certainly like to participate on some of that.
Yeah, I think it'd be worth a try, Steve.
I do too, yeah.
I think there's going to be some pressure, I think, for folks to invest in the upper Missouri. Because most of the projects here lately have been in other parts of the state.
Mhm.
So eventually their accounting's got to show that 50% or more
Mhm.
to be invested in the upper Missouri.
Yep. We're a prime target. Appreciate the attendance on that. That's great.
Yeah,
You bet.
all right.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Thanks
Sorry I
for
was late. I got
doing that.
stuck.
Oh, that's all right.
Jesse, one of the things that's going to come up in the million plus that we've put at the silos over the years, the equipment out there belongs to the county.
Right.
We purchased it, but it belongs to the county. So will that come up then available? They leased it to, I'm going to say, Esther last year, and
You talking about boat docks and stuff?
boat docks,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah, that's.
So I know Debbie tried to fill me in on that a little bit today. The BOR sent off. They're trying to extend Esther's lease. It went to Denver. Denver sent it to DC, and nobody's heard anything. So it's everything's kind of, we're waiting to hear back from them. They believe they are going to extend her for one more year. I know she wants a longer
contract.
agreement, longer contract. But for the time being, they normally do, the BOR normally does 2 years. They think they're going to do a 1 year extension. They expect that to be signed in the next 10, 15 days, something like that. And then wait till the feds finally reach back to everybody to finalize a longer term contract.
What do you, any idea what you charged Esther last year for the?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I can find that for you though.
I guess we're not
Curious.
I'm not near as concerned about last year's as this coming year, and maybe those funds could be returned to the trust.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be different, wouldn't it?
I think the original contract on that, years and years ago, was going to be 18, we would put the money in, we would get $18,000 a year return on that. That never materialized. Past history. Okay,
All right.
anything else for the good of the order? Hearing none?
I think we should
adjourned.
adjourn, yeah.
All right.